For the restoration of this 1943 Chesla deck clock, lots of rust on the front plate will need to be dealt with. This masking tape will help trap some of the loose rust on these parts. Helps keep the work area clean. I'll need to clean several screw slots before they can be removed from the movement. Brushes work good for mechanical removal of rust. Brass, steel, and fiberglass are all options. The brush part of this fiberglass brush can be extended as it wears down by rotating the back knob. The screw slot in this screw is in good shape. The slot in this one needs to be opened up. We'll need to protect the brass from being defaced during cleaning. This tape will work. Works just fine. Looks like moisture got to the threads on this one. These have seen better days. I'll be using a chelation solution to dissolve the rust from the screws. It's less destructive to surrounding steel than removing it by mechanical or acid processes. The chelation solution binds to the rust, dissolves it, and doesn't touch the good steel. I'll let these soak until tomorrow. Nice. There's still some trace amounts of rust where it was heavy. One more day of soaking should do it. The process leaves a bluish-black coating that protects against moisture. Second day and all looks good. Second wheel pivot looks good. Pinion needs cleaning. This pivot is scored and has signs of rust. It's going to need to be resurfaced and polished. Pivot material is hard, so time to use a carbide graver. Beautiful looking pivot now. The arbor has some rust pits, but they won't affect the function of the pivot. Time to clean the platform escapement. Wooden tools to prevent tool marks. Pallet fork looks good. The dirty oil film on it is making it stick to the tweezers. Lots of crud on the pallet stones. Balance staff cap jewel needs to be removed. Dried crud on the center of the cap jewel. Loosen the hairspring stud. Dried crud on this cap jewel as well. Rust damage on the regulator arm. Rust on the hairspring stud screw. Time for the cleaning machine. Rust on this regulator arm has lifted the nickel plating. Adhesive on this masking tape will remove the disbonded nickel plate. I'll need to dismantle the balance assembly so the pivots can be polished. Rust damage here on the balance staff where the hairspring collet was sitting. Install the split roller table, regulator wheel, hour wheel, second wheel, click, click spring, platform escapement, center plate, balance assembly, back plate, I'll give it a couple winds. Looking good so far. Heavy corrosion has left some permanent pits in the brass. I've sprayed several coats of lacquer on the brass plates to protect it from the elements. This template will help when straightening the hour hand. Hands on these are hardened and tempered and break quite easily. It'll need to have an overbend in it to get it straight. This tool will focus the bend where it needs to be. Color of the hands don't match. Might just be dirt. Finish on the minute hand has a rusty look to it. It has a texture on the painted surface, or rust under the paint. I'll do a deep clean on them first and see how they look. Both cleaned up nicely. Finish is mismatched on the hands. Time to strip and refinish. Running nice and strong. Mount the movement to the dial. Second hand. Hour and minute hands turned out nice. Much better than that mismatched rusty look. One last look at the movement before it's mounted in the case. Along with this one, these other two are ready for customer pickup as well. A nice 24-hour 1943 Chelsea ship's clock with a 10-inch dial.